Amazon's CEO just said 50% of jobs will be gone by 2026. And we're about to show you exactly how this is going to destroy the housing market, wipe out your ability to get a mortgage, and which specific markets are about to crash hard in the next 12 months. After axing 27,000 jobs, Andy Jassy told his employees Amazon will need fewer people for some jobs, more for others. If you're thinking that won't affect me, you're wrong. 3 months later, the CEO of Anthropic confirmed the nightmare. AI is eliminating 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs in the next 1 to 5 years. Unemployment hitting 10 to 20%. Before you click away thinking this is another AI is coming video, we're going to reveal 3 things you need to know right now. First, which housing markets are about to lose 15 to 20% of their value, and which one market will make investors rich. Second, the one property type that becomes a gold mine when everyone else is panicking. And third, a 3-question test to know if your specific job is safe enough to buy a home or if you need to stop house hunting immediately. We've spent months tracking this data. When unemployment rises just 3 percentage points, housing prices fall 7 to 10%. We're at 4.1% unemployment right now. The CEOs of Amazon, Walmart, Ford, and JP Morgan are all saying the same thing. This isn't speculation. Over 800,000 jobs were cut in the last year alone. And it's targeting the exact people who should be buying homes, professionals in their 20s and 30s. This isn't some future problem. This is happening right now, and it's targeting the exact demographic that should be buying their first homes, educated professionals in their 20s and 30s. We're going to walk you through exactly what's happening at the biggest companies in America because most people have no idea how fast this is moving. Klarna, the buy now, pay later company, February 2025, they cut 1,000 jobs using AI. They replaced 700 customer service agents and saved $10 million a year. Their CEO, Sebastian Siemiatkowski, didn't sugarcoat it. He said AI is replacing human workers and his company is already living it. Salesforce, the CRM giant, September 2025, CEO Mark Benioff goes on CNBC and announces they reduced their support staff from 9,000 people to 5,000. That's a 44% cut. His exact words? I need less heads. Why? Because AI now handles millions of customer conversations. He said AI is doing 30 to 50% of the work at Salesforce now. Microsoft, they laid off 15,000 employees in 2025 alone. 2 major rounds of cuts, and CEO Satya Nadella revealed something stunning. 30% of Microsoft's code is now written by AI. Think about that. The biggest software company in the world is letting AI write nearly a third of its code. IBM, May 2025, eliminated 8,000 positions. 200 HR roles were directly replaced by AI agents that handle recruiting, onboarding, and employee services. Humans replaced by software. Amazon, after cutting 27,000 plus jobs since 2022, Jassy's warning makes it clear more cuts are coming. Meta cut 5% of their workforce in January 2025, while Zuckerberg offers massive bonuses to hire top AI talent. They're preparing for the next wave of automation. Oracle shed 3,000 plus employees globally as AI restructures their cloud division. Here's the number that should wake you up. Over 300,000 jobs were eliminated at major tech companies in just 2024 to 25 as AI adoption accelerates. But it's not just tech companies. Listen to what the CEOs of the biggest non-tech companies are saying. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon, September 2025. AI is going to change literally every job. Maybe there's a job in the world that AI won't change, but I haven't thought of it. And get this, Walmart plans to keep their employee count flat at 2.1 million people over the next 3 years, despite growing revenue. That means AI is picking up all the growth. Ford CEO Jim Farley, July 2025. Artificial intelligence is going to replace literally half of all white-collar workers in the U.S. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon, October 2025. People shouldn't put their heads in the sand. It is going to affect jobs. And JP Morgan? They're saving $2 billion every single year using AI. Where do you think those savings come from? Reduced labor costs. This isn't just speculation. This is happening right now. All right, let me show you some research from Stanford that's going to blow your mind. They tracked millions of workers. And here's what they found. Employment for people ages 20 to 25 in AI-exposed occupations declined 16% from late 2022 to mid-2025. Meanwhile, older workers in the same fields actually grew 6 to 9%. Think about what that means. The youngest workers, the people who should be buying their first homes right now, are getting destroyed. College graduates with professional jobs are losing positions at a 16% clip. McKinsey just released data showing 78% of organizations now use AI, and 72% have adopted generative AI specifically. Gartner says Gen AI spending is going to hit $644 billion in 2025. That's up 76.4% from last year. Goldman Sachs estimates 2/3 of all U.S. occupations face AI automation exposure. We're talking 300 million jobs globally at risk. Which jobs are most vulnerable? Customer service reps, data entry clerks, market research analysts. AI can automate 53% of their tasks. Sales representatives, 67% of their tasks can be automated. Computer programmers, accountants, legal assistants, administrative staff. The World Economic Forum projects 92 million jobs displaced by 2030. Now here's where this connects directly to housing, and this is critical. The Federal Reserve did research showing that 94% of housing price variations correlates with unemployment rate changes. Let me say that again, 94%. This is not a loose connection. This is mathematical certainty. Look at 2008. Unemployment rose from 4.6 to 10%. Housing prices fell 20% nationally. Some markets lost 30% or more. Foreclosures jumped from 0.87% to 3.26%. A 274% increase. 4 million foreclosures flooded the market between 2008 and 2012. Right now, we're at 4.1% unemployment. If AI pushes that to 7%, you're looking at 5 to 10% national price declines. If it hits 10%, we're talking 15 to 20% crashes in tech-heavy markets. And we're starting from housing affordability at 40-year lows. The median home price is $422,600. That requires 35% of median household income just for the mortgage payment. The healthy threshold is 30%. The warning signs are everywhere. Consumer confidence. The Conference Board's Consumer Expectations Index has been below 80 for 8 straight months. That's the recession threshold. It hit 73.4%. It hit 73.4 in September 2025. Consumer confidence dropped to 94.2, the steepest monthly decline in a year. Mortgage demand. Even though rates fell to 6.3%, purchase applications are still suppressed. The Mortgage Bankers Association said buyers are less concerned with rates and more worried about their finances and their jobs. First-time buyers. The NAR Affordability Index is at 65.8. That means first-time buyers need 52% more income to afford a typical home. Recent college graduates face 4.8% unemployment, and 41% are working jobs that don't even require degrees. This is the demographic that should be driving housing demand. Instead, they're being systematically eliminated from the market. All right, remember I promised to show you which markets are about to get crushed and which one is positioned to make serious money? Here's your answer. Welcome to Econofin, a team of 5 professionals bringing you smart insights into real estate markets, investments, and strategies, turning knowledge into opportunity. Please take 2 seconds to help me out and hit the like and subscribe if you find this video interesting so far. Each like, subscribe, and share helps support this channel and keeps us motivated to keep making you great content. Thank you. Now, let's continue. The AI displacement story is hitting markets completely differently. The Northeast and Rust Belt are on fire right now. Connecticut home prices up 7.8%, New Jersey 7.7%, Rhode Island 7.5%. New Haven, Connecticut ranks as the #1 hottest market in America right now. Hartford, Boston, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, all seeing strong price appreciation. Why? Limited inventory, return to office trends, and diversified economies with universities and hospitals. These are stable job markets, but the Sun Belt, it's crashing. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida leads the decline. Multiple Florida metros show a 70% plus probability of price drops. Punta Gorda, Sarasota, West Palm Beach, Naples. Statewide, Florida prices already fell 0.13%, with inventory up 5.4% and 6 months of supply. Phoenix, Tucson, Salt Lake City, Atlanta, all showing high decline risk. The average Florida homeowner lost $18,000 in equity just in 2024. Why is this happening? Sunbelt markets were driven by three pandemic-era forces: remote work migration, investor speculation, and construction booms. Now, all three are reversing. As AI kills jobs, remote work reverses because workers need to be near actual employment. Investor demand collapses because of economic uncertainty. Construction oversupply meets weakening demand. Florida adds soaring insurance costs and climate risks on top of everything else. So, which market are we betting on? Diversified Northeast metros with multifamily properties near universities, hospitals, and government centers. Boston, Philadelphia, Chicago, these provide housing for the growing renter class that can't qualify for mortgages anymore. Now, let me answer the second question I promised. What property type becomes a gold mine during AI displacement? You might think it's single-family homes. Wrong. You might think it's luxury condos. Wrong again. It's multifamily residential properties in diversified economies. Here's why. As AI displaces workers, mortgage qualification becomes harder. Job security decreases. People who would normally buy a home instead become renters. Rental demand increases even as home sales slow. But wait, there's more. Data centers, and I know this sounds crazy, are becoming strategic infrastructure investments. The irony is brutal. The same AI technology that's eliminating jobs creates massive demand for the servers running that technology. Data centers are generating incredible returns. Also, affordable and workforce housing, student housing near major universities, and self-storage facilities. Self-storage sees increased demand during economic stress when people downsize. These properties have infrastructure like cash flows and resilience. What should you avoid? Office space, especially in tech hubs. Sunbelt single-family homes in the $500,000 to $800,000 range. The first-time buyer demographic is collapsing. High-end luxury homes over $1 million. Those require job security buyers don't have anymore. Florida markets with insurance and climate issues. New development projects that won't complete until 2026 or 27. And here's the big opportunity. If unemployment does spike, distressed debt and foreclosures will create generational buying opportunities like 2009 to 2011. Investors who bought foreclosures at 30 to 50% discounts to peak prices made life-changing returns. Keep cash reserves ready. All right, here's the third thing I promised. The test to know if your job is safe enough to buy a home right now. Ask yourself these three questions. 1. Could AI do my job in 3 to 5 years? Be honest. If you're in customer service, data entry, basic programming, marketing analysis, administrative work, the answer is probably yes. 2. Is my employer investing heavily in AI? Check their earnings calls, read their press releases. If they're talking about efficiency gains and automation, that's code for job cuts. 3. Has my department or company seen layoffs recently? If yes, you're in the danger zone. If you're in AI-resistant fields, healthcare, skilled trades, education, government, and you're buying in strong markets, proceed cautiously. You're probably okay. But if you're in AI-exposed fields, tech, marketing, customer service, finance, administration, you have two choices. Delay the purchase or buy well below your maximum approval so you have a cushion if income drops. Location strategy matters more than ever. Choose diversified economies, Boston, Chicago, Nashville, over single industry tech hubs. Avoid over-leveraging in Sunbelt markets. That cheap $600,000 house in Tampa could lose 10 to 15% in value over the next 2 years while insurance costs explode. Mortgage strategy. Consider 15-year mortgages or larger down payments. Reduce your monthly payments so you can survive a job loss. The 3-2-1 buy-down reduces early payments when job security matters most. Here's what lenders aren't telling you. They require 2 years of continuous employment history. But AI displacement is breaking this model. A marketing analyst who gets replaced by AI at Salesforce can't just get hired at Meta. Meta also cuts staff for AI. The entire sector is contracting simultaneously. Lenders are tightening standards. Q1 2025 reports show borrowers with lower credit scores or irregular income streams face difficulties obtaining mortgage approvals. Even employed workers in AI-exposed fields are getting scrutinized. That 27-year-old software engineer trying to buy a home? Underwriters see Microsoft laying off 15,000 workers and AI writing 30% of code. They're nervous about approving a 30-year mortgage for someone in a shrinking field. For investors, the next 12 months are your window to reposition. If you own properties in tech hubs or Sunbelt markets, seriously consider selling while buyer pools still exist. Take profits, hold cash for the distressed buying opportunity that's coming. If you're buying now, focus on immediate cash flow over appreciation. Properties generating 8 to 10% cash-on-cash returns from day one provide downside protection. Stress test your portfolio right now. Can you survive 10% vacancy increases, 10% price declines, 15% income drops? If you can't, reduce leverage now while you can still refinance or sell into a functioning market. Let me bring this home. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy warned us, we will need fewer people. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei quantified it. 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs could vanish, spiking unemployment to 10 to 20% within 5 years. This isn't speculation. Over 300,000 tech jobs were eliminated in the past year alone as AI replaced workers at Salesforce, Microsoft, IBM, Meta, and Amazon. The math is brutal. When unemployment rises 3 points, housing prices fall 7 to 10%. We're starting at 4.1% unemployment with housing affordability at 40-year lows. First-time buyers need 52% more income to afford typical homes. The exact demographic being displaced, educated 22 to 35-year-olds, should be buying their first homes right now. Instead, they're losing jobs at 16% rates. History proves housing markets don't exist in a vacuum. Job losses trigger missed payments, foreclosures, inventory floods, price spirals, and wealth destruction. The 2008 crisis saw 20% national price declines and 4 million foreclosures. We avoided that during COVID only because of massive government intervention. Forbearance programs, stimulus checks, Fed bond buying. Those policy tools exist, but we're entering this crisis with affordability already in crisis. Consumer confidence already in recession territory, and mortgage lenders already tightening standards. The next 24 months will determine whether this becomes a manageable transition or another housing crisis. Smart money is reducing risk exposure in vulnerable markets while positioning to buy distressed assets when opportunities emerge. The investors who bought foreclosures in 2009 to 2011 at 30 to 50% discounts generated life-changing returns. AI represents a fundamental break from history. First time we face broad automation of knowledge work. The workers being displaced aren't factory workers. They're educated professionals who thought their degrees protected them. When the CEOs of Amazon, Walmart, Ford, and JP Morgan all warn that AI will eliminate millions of jobs, believe them. They're the ones doing the eliminating. Your move. Reduce exposure to vulnerable markets and over-leveraged positions. Position for cash flow over appreciation. Keep reserves ready for opportunities. And if you're buying a home, make sure your job and your ability to make that mortgage payment will survive the AI revolution. The displacement wave has begun. Position yourself accordingly. If you found this video interesting, please subscribe, share, and watch this one as well.